Can you hear me now? Hello? Can anybody hear me?
Good morning, Ms. Tannemer.
Good morning.
Okay, and so Ms. Tannemer, you're in a vehicle, correct?
Yes.
Just a moment, Mr. Taylor. Just a moment, Mr. Taylor, sorry. Ms. Tannemer, you're in a vehicle, correct? Nicole Tannemer. Hello, Nicole. Am I muted? Can you hear me, Mr. Taylor?
I can, loud and clear.
You can? Okay,
I
Miss,
can,
all right,
definitely.
thank you. Nicole Tannemer, can you hear me?
I can now. I couldn't for a second.
Okay, so you're in a vehicle. You're not driving, are you?
No, I just got off work not long ago, so I'm sorry. I'm extremely tired too. No, I'm not
Well,
driving.
here's just some children in the background, so they're going to have to make sure they're quiet when we're on the record. And also,
They're getting out
just
right now.
Just know that we're in court, so you can't smoke.
I threw it out.
All right, so we're just waiting for your attorney to log in.
Okay.
All right. So on the record, in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Vincent Schroeder, 2321005. And appearance, counsel?
Good morning, Your Honor. Adam Wolak, P number 55741, appearing on behalf of Mr. Schroeder, who's present in the Wayne County Jail.
Okay, is that not Mr. Schroeder?
I can't see him, Your Honor.
Oh, that's Mr. Schroeder, okay. All right, and then Mr. Wallace, I'll move you into breakout with Mr. White. Okay, Mr. Schroeder, can you please state your name for the record, please?
Vincent Scott Schroeder.
All right, thank you. Today's the date scheduled for the probable cause conference. And counsel?
Your Honor, we're asking the court to set the matter for exam on the 26th at 10:30, if that works for your schedule.
All right, thanks.
We have another matter scheduled at 10:30, but that one's likely not going. So we will schedule this for the same date and time, October 26th at 10:30 a.m.
Thank you.
Any witness and exhibit list?
Yeah, we
By October 23rd. I'm sorry, can you please stop interrupting the record? By October 23rd. And I'm sorry, what was that? Did you have a question?
We would like to address bond, Your Honor.
Bond is currently $25,000, 10% GPS tether, house arrest, no alcohol or drugs unless prescribed. And the court did refer this to DSU, but I have not received a report, counsel.
Yeah, they were unable to apparently do it, Judge. So I would ask the court to re-refer it. But we would ask the court today to consider a reduction to a personal bond with tether. He's 42 years old. He has gainful employment, Your Honor, just waiting for him as soon as he gets out as a laborer. He's been a resident of Wayne County for the last 10 years. He has a residence to go to. I spoke to his father, Edward Schroeder. His father will welcome him home. He can be GPS tethered to the home. His last two prior felonies were 6 years ago, Your Honor. There is, I understand, a warrant out of Macomb. So if you do grant him a personal bond, he likely will be transferred to take care of that. But he doesn't have any resources. We're asking for the court for a personal bond with the GPS tether.
Okay, so counsel, you're saying his last felony conviction was 6 years ago. But there's the pending matter out of Macomb. Is he currently on probation for that? Or is there a warrant because he failed to appear at the next court date?
I do not think he's been sentenced yet, Judge. So it was probably a failure to appear warrant.
It was on the last one.
Okay.
I was going to plead guilty to a misdemeanor charge of destruction of property, and the video kept cutting out. He said I needed me there within a week of sentencing or pleading guilty to go through with the sentencing, and I was unable to make the last court date. And I talked to the attorney, tried to get a hold of him afterwards. That's when I became homeless in Wayne County, Lincoln Park. I'm not a flight risk. I'm doing nothing in here. They're trying to transition to a new jail. If I can get out, make some money, I could pay some fines. If there's some fines imposed from WyanDOT, obviously I could pay that. Me being in here, I'm a burden to the city, the state, and my family. So if we could maybe look into a personal without house arrest where I can work down and report to tether officers assigned to me or not assigned, whatever. If I'm on a tether, I'm already stuttering my words, I apologize. But being in here, it's not helping any matters, and I'm not trying to be a burden to you guys or the state. Go ahead.
Okay, Mr. Schroeder, we're good.
Okay. All right, thank you. And so, you're indicating your burden to whomever, I'm not really sure, society or something that you said.
State and family, answer, yes.
Okay, all right. Well, sir, quite frankly, when you're not appearing for court, that's a burden. When there are crimes that are being committed and you're the one committing those, as alleged, then that's a burden. So, when were you supposed to return back to court in Macomb County?
The day that I was supposed to report was 1 week after I was having technical difficulties. The date would be the summer, my best assumed date that I can recall, because I was homeless doing the video arraignments through Dollar General's Wi-Fi, and that's what was the issue, was probably June or July. And that's the best, I guess, the best guess estimate I can give you. Like I said, if I get released on a personal, I'm still probably gonna have to get picked up on this misdemeanor or felony warrant that you're saying is out there in Macomb. And I will have to still report from there. I'm either tethered from there. If they think that I'm a burden of flight risk, then I'll have to stay there. But I'm not gonna leave Wayne County or stop reporting to this.
Okay,
this
and
case.
the other concern is that you won't appear for your arraignment, your exam, or if the court issues a personal bond and then you print it by Macomb County, then there has to be some transport from Macomb County here in person as well. So, counsel, for all those reasons and the fact that Mr. Schroeder has failed to appear on this matter, the court is going to continue the bonding and conditions.
Judge, can you please re-refer it?
I will refer it, yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Can I ask what that is?
All right, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge?
Yes.
What is it re-referring, is possibly reducing? What is re-referring?
Well, it's being re-referred to the pretrial services unit for a bond review. All right, thank you. All right, we're off the record. And so Wayne County Jail, bringing that to the state of Michigan for Zachary White, 232156.
Yes.
Appearance, counsel?
Oh, yes. Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning to your staff. My name is Ted Wallace. I'm filling in for the Attorney of Record, Gabi Silver. With your permission, is that right, Mr. Wick?
Yes.
And Mr. Wick is present in the Wayne County Jail by Zoom.
Okay. And Mr. White, your name for the record, please.
Zachary White.
All right. Today is the date scheduled for the probable cause conference in this matter. And counsel?
Your Honor, it's my understanding that Ms. Silver has not received the discovery, although I did speak with the prosecutor and he said he sent it out. She is not in town, and I think there's an issue with accessing digital the internet, and so we're asking for a 1 week adjournment on the PCC so she can come in and schedule a preliminary exam if that's what she wishes.
All right, the court will note that Mr. White was arraigned on October 3rd. Counsel, are you waiving time?
Yes, Your Honor, and I would like to make a bond argument afterward.
All right, can you just do that waiver on the record, please?
I'm sorry?
Can you state the waiver, the time waiver on the record, please, with your client?
Mr. White, we spoke about adjourning your probable cause conference when we were in the breakout room. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
and you understood the circumstances for that, you do have a statutory right to have the preliminary exam within, I believe it's 14 days. Are you okay with waiving that so your attorney can get the discovery and review it?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, the court will note time has been waived. And council bond is currently $100,000, 10% with the following bond conditions. Those bond conditions are not to have any contact with Taryn White, Samantha White, not to return to the home on 16th or the victim's home, which is in another county, not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs unless prescribed, not to possess or have access to firearms and or any weapons, and GPS and alcohol tethered through the Wayne County Jail.
Your Honor, Mr. White is he's a 32-year-old single male. He lives in Wyandotte. He works at a AGM packaging. I believe that the Mr. White is it's the allegations are involving his ex-wife. I don't think he's a threat to the community as a whole. A GPS tether would definitely keep him away from any restricted areas. And so we're asking a reduction in the bond in order for him to be able to maintain his employment.
All right. And if I am not mistaken, the matter that your client had dismissed out of this court in 2022, after successfully completing probation, his ex-wife was the victim in that matter, correct?
I'm not aware of that yet.
That's incorrect. That was with my sister-in-law.
Oh, that's right, your sister-in-law. I apologize. And your sister-in-law is one of the individuals that was present at the time of this alleged offense, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And counsel, the allegations appear to have occurred or alleged to have occurred in public in a neighborhood involving a weapon. And so the court would respectfully disagree that there's not a danger to the community as a whole. And the court will also note that Mr. White seems to have some concerns with controlling his anger based upon the criminal history of Mr. White. And the court, for those reasons, are going to continue the bond and conditions. I will certainly refer this to DFU if you would like.
Yes, please.
All right, bonding conditions are continued, and we will refer this to DFU.
And the new date is next week.
Excuse me, your bar number, counsel, please.
80922.
Okay, thank you. All right, and I'm sorry, what was that, counsel?
I was just I wasn't sure if we got the date and the time. I just wanted to make sure.
October 19th at 9:15.
9:15. Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. All right, have a good day.
I still have another one.
Okay, thank you very much. All right.
You're welcome.
We are going on the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Kevin Smith, 231353. And appearance, counsel?
Good morning again, Your Honor. Edward Taylor, P57166, appearing on behalf of Mr. Smith.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Shadra, you can just rejoin breakout room 1. I'm going to put Mr. Schlaff in there with you as well. And Mr. Smith, okay, Mr. Smith, your name please for the record.
Excuse me, I can't hear you.
Your name for the record, please.
Kevin Francis Smith.
All right, and so, Mr. Taylor, today's the date for the review for Mr. Smith regarding competency. He was referred for competency and criminal responsibility, and we have not yet received a report. Have you?
I have not, Your Honor.
Okay. And Mr. Smith, have you been interviewed by anybody regarding any evaluation?
By who? I can't hear you.
Have you been interviewed by anybody regarding a psychological evaluation?
The what?
Of a psychological evaluation?
Your Honor, I can't hear you very well. You're breaking up.
Okay. Have you been interviewed by anybody, sir, at any point since your last court date?
Have I been interviewed by like who? Who you mean?
Anybody?
There was a girl here a while back asking questions about a week or so, about a week or so ago.
Okay, was that in person or was it,
Well, it was in person, but the guards were moving around, shuffling around, making noises, nothing formal at all.
okay. So counsel, I was just trying to ascertain if that was in fact, the Center for Forensic Psychiatry or not.
Your Honor.
Yes,
What happened in my life? There's a lot of issues I'd like to talk to somebody about, but not the local coffee shop owner. There's some issues I'd like to speak about, but not in a room with other talking and not with people that don't want to hear the truth. It seems like every time I want to tell the truth, people don't want to listen.
Yes, sir.
okay.
Yeah.
Your Honor, I have.
Go
Go ahead, Your Honor. I apologize.
No, that's okay. What's that, sir?
Okay, yeah. This one is, this young man I have here is inmate.
What was that? What
What
was that, sir?
Okay. All right.
Smith, what was that you wanted me to know?
Oh, that's fine.
Your Honor, there's some new designs of products that I have
Okay.
that I'd like to claim as my own.
Okay, well, don't share those with anybody right now. And your attorney can speak with you regarding that, okay?
Okay, I never hired an attorney, by the way.
I understand that, but this court was not allowing you to waive your right to an attorney and represent yourself because the court had some concerns regarding your ability to do that. So the court appointed an attorney to represent you.
What is he representing? What is he representing for me? Is there a name for that?
I have Mr. Chesney Fuller here.
He's your defense attorney, sir. Mr. Taylor, have you had a chance to speak to Mr. Smith or no?
I have, Your Honor, but not today.
Your Honor, the one thing that I'm a little curious about is how I worked my whole life in construction and did everything I had to do in life, even going to church. How could I have nothing in life right now? Why would I have nothing in life? If I grew up around a good home and everything, did that ever strike odd to you?
Well, it could be. I don't know. So Mr. Taylor, I'm going to put you in a quick breakout room with Mr. Smith so that you can maybe explain the proceedings as to what's going on right now.
Yes, I understand. I'm not trying to fight. I'm not trying to fight anybody, but there's a lot of issues I need to discuss. It's not a quick yes or no. It's very detailed in my life itself and what has happened. Years ago, I spoke to David Palmer of the Department of Justice, and I had an issue back then. And I'm sure it's the same issue, but it just can't go on going. And I was worried about my girlfriend being raped. And I heard some real bad things about some politicians and their sons thinking they could get away with anything and hire attorneys. But it's a very serious issue right now. I've been to the border already trying to get into Canada, and they denied me the privilege, as you guys would call it, to get in. But I'm very concerned about certain things. And that's why I'm being firm about my situation now. I'd rather sit in here for a while than to ignore the chore at hand.
No, I understand. I'm going to put you in a breakout room with your attorney so you can address your concerns, okay?
Yes, of course, and it was, most of it has to do with a girl that I was communicating with, and I just wanted to make sure she was okay. I am not anything bad in life. I stand for good, by the way.
Okay,
I grew
I
up around the
understand.
American flag that sits right behind you. We put
Okay,
$5.58 into that flag back years ago, and that's what I stand for, not the jail cell.
I understand. Okay, just one moment. We're gonna go to your attorney.
I can't make a search, and so I'm in support, you know.